Do you say what you mean when you're public speaking? Sure you do, but what you mean is more than what you say. Well, let's clarify that. The words that you use in your presentation are important. We can agree that words are important, but the words are not the whole story. The words are only part of the way that you're going to influence the audience that you're dealing with on that particular day. So what I'd like to do in this podcast is look at the other attributes of the words that you use to gain influence with your audience. So there are three aspects or points that I want to make that influence your audience carried along by the words that you use. And the first one is attitude. How do you feel about your information? Because how you feel about it is pretty much what you're going to communicate to the audience. And it's hopefully how they feel about it. But that's what you want. But is it what you're achieving? Do you have a positive attitude? Or are you kind of information neutral? Or worse, do you have a negative attitude that you communicate to your audience? If you have a positive attitude and that's communicated to your audience, which it will be, they're going to be able to recognize it in a couple of ways. Well, one is that they're going to hear a very upbeat tone in your presentation. That's a good sign. They're going to see it in your body movements. You're going to be energetic. You're not going to be lethargic. You're not going to be hanging on the lectern or attempting to hide behind it. They're going to feel it in your commitment to solving the problem, whatever problem it is you're presenting. And it's going to be particularly important to them if it's a solution to their problem. In other words, they're going to feel more connected to you and they're going to be more receptive to the message that you're delivering. The second point is the speed of delivery. And you have two ends of the spectrum, too fast or too slow. So let's look at too fast. If you're too fast, then I, sitting in the audience, don't really have time to reflect on the words. It's like one of those electronic banner ads, with the thing whizzing by, yeah, bye-bye, get your sandwich. I just have to turn it off. It's just too much going by too fast, flashing lights and all of that stuff. So what happens if you're delivering a very fast presentation? I can't incorporate the concepts. I can't work with them in my mind. What happens is I tune you out. I figure I'm in some kind of a word speed warp with this presenter, and she's driving me nuts. I just can't follow this, whatever it is. But I'm going to be irritated, and chances are I'm probably not going to like you. So that's not a win for you, and it's not a win for me. On the other hand, if you're really, really slow, and you're really taking your time, and I'm starting to get bored, and I'm starting to fall asleep, this is not good, because I'm going to start fiddling. I'm going to look at my cell phone. I'm going to think about all the stuff I could be doing at my desk that I can't get to because I'm about to fall asleep here. And I would get up and walk out if I could, but maybe I can't. Maybe I'm forced to stay at this thing because my company says, you've got to sit through this. We paid for it. You're going to listen to it. Well, great. So to avoid either scenario, I'm going to suggest that you adopt a particular frame of mind before walking up to the podium. And what you're going to say to yourself is, I'm going to have a conversation with this group. A conversation is neither too fast nor too slow. It's a nice, friendly, relaxed exchange. You're giving, they're giving back their attention. That's a pretty nice exchange. Okay. Now, the third aspect of words is intensity. Now, I know you're enthusiastic about your presentation. Every word is important to you. Every nuance is important to you. And you want to communicate this clearly and energetically to the audience that you're dealing with. Understandable. But understand what's at stake here. In your attempts to get the audience to embrace as avidly as you do this topic, the awful diet in America, because so many people are talking about that. And you're out now in the community or in a nearby community talking about the awful diet in America, and you really want to get 100% of those people in the audience behind you. You don't want 99%. And so you're really going at it. You're really intensely going after it. The downside of that is that you can't keep them up forever because you'll wear them out. They won't be able to stay up with you for the entire time. You cannot keep 100% of your energy going at an intense pace from the time you take the microphone on the podium till the time you put the microphone down and walk off the podium. You can't do that. You'll drive people crazy. You may even have heart attacks in the audience. I don't know what will happen, but whatever. What I think you should do is keep in mind the action of a seesaw, a playground seesaw. Bring the audience up, get them to an emotional high, then slowly let them back down, talk to them for a while, bring them back up on an emotional pitch. Do this several times throughout your presentation, and just remember, be wise, end on a high note. That's the way to control your audience and their reaction, and then you can take them to the conclusion. Okay, let's recap. Well, we now know that there's more to your message than the words that you say. Attitude is a big part of it. Hopefully, it's positive. Speed of delivery, that's really important. Try to keep it conversational. Good point to keep in mind. A nice, relaxed, friendly interaction. And finally, intensity. Keep in mind a seesaw. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you next time, and happy speaking.